Well, hello class, this is Dr. Elledge. Want to do a quick video for you to help you find some great resources for your research paper on the North Greenville website. So this will, I think, help you make a great grade, but more importantly, it'll help you grow as a student and help you get the most benefit out of your research project. So, two things you do want to include. You're looking for scholarly articles and scholarly books. Keyword here is scholarly, and the North Greenville website is a treasure of these two things. Before we go to the website, let me quickly say, don't include these non-academic websites. Okay, don't include Wikipedia, blog post, and these general information websites. And by general information, I mean this is the majority of them. Those websites that are helpful. They have good articles about the Bible. They're well intended, and so again, even Wikipedia can be helpful, right? So it doesn't mean these are all bad. They just don't rise to the level of being reliable, scholarly, academic sources. So don't include these as a rule. Doesn't mean there's not some scholarly databases online that you might reference, but you're very rarely going to reference a website in your research paper. So, number two, what not to include. First level general resources like dictionaries, encyclopedias, Bible encyclopedias, general level textbooks, like the one you have for this class, New Testament Survey by Carson and Moo. These are really good resources, and they're certainly a good place to start. Look up your topic in a Bible dictionary or encyclopedia. Check the textbook. See what it has to say. Can be very helpful to get you started, to launch you into some better, deeper resources. But you wouldn't reference these in a research paper just because they're so broad. They're kind of surface level. So again, these would be first level type resources, and we want to go deeper. So let's go to the website now, and we'll take a look at how to find those. So here we are at the NGU library website, and you can just Google NGU library, and you'll find the Hester Memorial Library link, or you can just type in ngu.edu/library, and it'll take you here. A couple of things I want to show you. If you're looking for articles, we want to go into database and ebooks. All right, and I'm going to show you another way to look at ebooks. So let's just do the articles first. So click on database and ebooks, and we're going to find some scholarly articles. This will take you to a database page. And for religion, I'd recommend going down to Atla Religion Database. Click on that. And it's going to ask you to put in your username. This would be the same username you use for your email. So I have @. I just don't put in the @NGU part. Put in your passcode. Click login. If you have any trouble with that, be sure to just contact the library. They can walk you through that. Now I have a search box here. And again, this is going to be a database of just articles. And it is amazing, the treasure here. I mean, it is really amazing. There are Christians around the world who would love to have access to this. There's so much good stuff here. But let's do some examples. So let's say I want to look at, let's say I'm doing Paul's conversion. Whoop, let me see here, get my cursor out of the way. So I just type in Paul's conversion, just put in some keywords, whatever's going to work for you. You may have to try different keywords. But with this, I'm getting 452 hits. That's a lot of hits. So we don't want to just sit and go through titles all day. So let's narrow this down a little bit. We do that by coming over here to the left and click on full text. And what that's going to do is it'll give me just the articles that I can read online. Now, some of these articles here, I would have to go to the library and pull the hard copy. And I just want full text. So I click that. Next, I want to click peer reviewed. That means that scholars have read these articles who are experts in that area, and they've approved these articles, that they are in fact scholarly. So we know we're getting high level articles. The next thing I can do is adjust the date. I'm not really concerned about going back to 1930, so usually you can run it up to around 1975, 1980. Okay, up to 2019, that limits it more. And the last thing would be here, the source type. Notice I have reviews and academic journals. All I want is academic journals. A review article would be just a scholar writing about a recent book that's come out, and he's just giving it a review, so we're not worried about that. So again, just to show you what I've done here, click full text, just so I can get articles that I can read on the computer right in front of me. I can print it out. And then I click peer reviewed. That limits it to just those that have been approved as scholarly by other scholars. I adjusted my date, and then I clicked academic journals. Now, just looking at the titles here, I can see that I see a Korean article, French article. So you can click on just English. You don't have to limit it to just English articles. You can just scan through those that aren't English, but that'll limit it even more, down to 73. So at this point, that's pretty manageable. I can just scroll through and look for titles that appeal to me. Not all of them obviously are going to apply. Let's see what we find here, just for an example. So the theological significance of Paul's conversion. That looks pretty interesting. So just to show you what I've got here, I've got the author, right? I've got the journal, and then I've got the numbers for the journal, the date, and the page number. So this would be all the information you would need for your bibliography, and a footnote as well. But let's check it out. I click on PDF full text, and bam, there's the article right on my computer. And sometimes you'll have a summary at the top, not always, but that can be helpful. But you want to read through the article. Sometimes you can just scan it, maybe the first couple of paragraphs, and see if in fact this is going to be helpful. You may clearly see, well, this isn't what I'm looking for, and you can just move on. Let's say you did like this article. It's something you want to print out, and you may reference it, you may quote it, and you want to keep it nearby for your papers, so you can print it. Go up here to this button, and so print it from there, or you can just download it with that button, and it downloads to your computer. If you're not at a place where you can print it or you want to download it, you can actually go over here to the right, click on the envelope, and you can email the PDF to yourself. So let's take a look at one more thing before we look at ebooks. Let's go back to the search area. Note up here in the blue, you can look for scriptures. Now I can actually, let's say I'm looking for, let's say I'm looking at John 3. I can type in John 3, and then I can go in and limit, again, the articles I'm looking at. But also up here in the blue, you have scriptures where you can literally have the search engine look for a specific book, chapter, and even verse. So Genesis, I could go, let's say I want to look at Genesis chapter 3. So I just do that. Click on chapter 3, and it's searching all the articles for Genesis 3. And again, I can go into the left side here and limit my results. We've looked at how to find articles, and again, these are keywords. So you may be doing something like Gospel of John, and you search that, get a bunch of results. You're like, wonder how I can narrow it down more. What if I'm looking for Gospel of John love, maybe another keyword. So again, just kind of play around with the key words as you search. Now we're going to back out. I'm going to go back to the main page, and I want to show you how I would look for an ebook that would be online. So we're back here at the main page, and we went to databases to look for articles, but now I want to show you how to find an ebook. Go here to EBSCO Discovery Service, EBSCO, and we just click on that one. And I've got another search box here. And let's say I'm looking for a commentary on Hebrews. Well, I can just type in Hebrews commentary. Now I'm going to get a lot of hits, but I just want to show you what you have here. So you have the main page. Now I don't want every book in the library. I mean, that's helpful if you're at the library and you can go pull it off the shelf, right? But if you're not able to go to the library, click on eBooks, and now we're just going to look at just those I can look online. And just scanning through here, I can see some very good commentaries. This is one by Tom Schreiner. He used to be my pastor, wonderful professor at Southern. Excellent commentary. George Guthrie, excellent scholar on Hebrews. The New International Commentary here by Cockerell. Again, these are all excellent, and you can just click right here, full text, and you have that on your computer. So that's an amazing resource. Now, the thing is, I've been in New Testament for years, so I recognize these scholars. If you don't have a background in New Testament, you've got 66,000 books to look through. That would be a bit overwhelming. So what I would recommend is find out what commentaries or authors are very reliable, right? Who have written on Hebrews. And so, like for this class, for instance, you can go to the course documents and you'll find bibliographies or bibliography for the entire New Testament. And you can look on that, look under Hebrews, and right there you'll see 10 or 12 recommended commentaries. And look at the name. For instance, George Guthrie is on that list. So I could go up here and I could limit this now to just commentaries written by George Guthrie and see if in fact the library has that as an ebook. But I've got to click on Advanced Search. And then you see I have Hebrews commentary still, but I have 2 more blanks. And these blanks will allow me to continue to narrow down the search. So I'll come over here to the Select the Field option, and I can have it look for different things, keywords in the text, a certain author, a certain journal, whatever. So I want to look for a certain author. So I click on that, and I just put in Guthrie. And I click Search. And again, it's giving me, now I want to click on eBooks over here again. Let me just click on eBooks and make sure it's just looking for those online. And there, I've got George Guthrie, NIV Application Commentary, full text. Click on that. Now there's another Guthrie, Donald Guthrie, excellent scholar. This is the Tyndale New Testament Commentary right there on my computer, PDF, full text. So I hope you found this helpful, and just keep in mind there is a treasure of untapped resources right at your fingertips in the North Greenville Library.